In my last video, I created the McCalls pattern M6696. This is a shirt dress with a pleated skirt and side seam pockets. As part of that video, I went off instruction and fitted my back yoke using the Burrito Method. I promised it in that video, but here is the accompanying tutorial showing you in detail, step by step, how to insert a back yoke on a shirt with no visible raw seam. To begin, you'll need your pattern pieces, which will include your back, your two fronts, symmetrical at the centre front, and your back yoke, which you will have two of these. The reason you have two is that when you look at your finished garment internally, you can see there are no visible raw edges or seams in this area. It's neat, in and out, secure and strong. This is your classic shirt finish. Before you start, sew any darts you have on your front and back patterns. Apply patch pockets if you have any. It's always easier to do that sort of thing with a flat piece. Starting with your back, align your outer yoke along the top edge right sides together. Some shirts do have pleating in the centre back to add ease in movement to the garment. Mine doesn't, but if your pattern does, this is the time to construct that. Just follow the guidance in your pattern. Once pinned, turn it over and align your inside yoke in the same place, but with the right side of the inner yoke against the wrong side of the back piece. You are sandwiching the back between your two back yokes. Sew this with a 5/8 seam allowance. When sewing, remember to backstitch at the beginning and end of your stitches and to use a thread colour that matches your main fabric so it isn't visible. Press it well, pressing the seam allowance up towards the neck. You want this neat, so do it from both sides of the garment if you need to. To reduce bulk, we grade the seam allowance. Trim the inner yoke seam allowance to 3/8 inch. This is the seam allowance that will be located closer to your body. Next, take your fronts and you attach them right sides together to the outer yoke at the shoulder seams. It's important that you don't catch the inner yoke, the one that will be resting against your skin. Sew this at the 5/8 seam allowance point. Press your shoulder seams backwards. Once secured, this is the part that looks strange when you first see it, but I promise it is straightforward. Lay your garment flat and roll up from the waistline. Roll it up towards the neck and keep your inner yoke loose. Once up at the top, bring the inner yoke round and over and align it with your shoulder seams. You're sandwiching the front shoulder between the two shoulder yokes. So these yokes are now right side together with all the rest of the garment rolled up inside its little pouch. Sew over the shoulder seam again at the 5/8 seam allowance. This is why it's referred to as the Burrito Method. It's all inside of itself. Now the magic part. Turn your garment the right way round, pulling the rolled up fabric out of the neck. It should come through easily and straighten it out. Give everything a good press again. The next step is optional, but I like the strength and neatness it gives, and that is to top stitch the shoulder and back yoke seam 1/8 inch from the seam point. You can do this in a contrast thread. You could even use a decorative stitch. Examine some of the commercial shirts in your wardrobe and you'll see the different variations. So inside we have no raw seams and it's as lovely as the outside. You could use a contrast fabric for the inner yoke for fun, it's up to you. You can now continue on constructing the rest of your garment. If you are interested in more shirt construction techniques, follow my channel. I have more coming in the next weeks, and check out my original shirt dress video too here. I'm Elfie, so I create sewing tutorials for all abilities, from complete beginners up to enthusiasts looking to expand their knowledge. Please like and subscribe to join in. Happy sewing!